If you're making $80,000, $90,000, maybe even $100,000 a year and still feel like you're barely keeping your head above water, you're not crazy. You're not bad with money. The math just genuinely doesn't work the way it used to, and nobody's talking about why. So 10 years ago, $90,000 was a solid income. You could own a house, raise a family, and still put something away. But today, that same $90,000 feels like it evaporates before the month is even over. I want to show you exactly why that's happening with real numbers, because once you see it, you can actually do something about it. Let's start with housing. The median home price in the US has roughly doubled in the last 10 years. If you bought a house 5 years ago, good. If you're trying to buy now or you're renting, you're paying prices that your income hasn't kept up with. A $300,000 house at today's rates runs you somewhere around $2,000 to $2,200 a month on the mortgage alone, before taxes and insurance. Add those in and you're looking at $2,500 or more. That's $30,000 a year just to keep a roof over your head. On a $90,000 income, that's already a third of your gross just gone before you've paid a single other bill. Now add the truck. If you work in the trades, you probably need a reliable vehicle, and truck prices have gone through the roof like everything else. Average new truck payment right now is somewhere around $700 to $800 a month. Used isn't much better if you financed in the last 2 or 3 years when prices were inflated. So now you're looking at $3,200 to $3,300 a month just on housing and your vehicle. Health insurance. If you're not on a union plan or a solid employer plan, you're potentially paying $400 to $700 a month for a family. Add groceries, up 25 to 30% over the last 4 years, depending on where you live. Add utilities, which have climbed steadily. Add the cost of tools, work boots, gear, anything else you need for work. None of this is lifestyle inflation. This is just the baseline cost of being alive and working. And here's what the math actually looks like. $90,000 gross. After federal and state taxes, Social Security, Medicare, you're taking home somewhere around $65,000 to $68,000, depending on your state. That's about $5,500 a month. Mortgage or rent, $2,500. Truck payment and insurance, $1,000 a month. Health insurance, $500. Groceries, $800. Utilities, $300. That's $5,100 gone before you've bought a single thing, paid a single debt, or put a dollar toward retirement. You've got $400 left, and that's if nothing goes wrong. So what do you do about it? 3 things worth focusing on right now. First, stop measuring your income in gross dollars. Your gross salary is a fiction. What actually matters is your take home, after taxes and mandatory deductions. Every financial decision you make, what you can afford, what you should save, what debt you can carry, needs to be based on that number, not the number on your offer letter. Second, audit one expense this month, not all of them. Just pick one. Pick the biggest one that isn't fixed. Food, subscriptions, how you're financing something. Most people find $200 to $400 a month they didn't realize they were leaking, especially with subscriptions. So once you actually look at it, you may find some savings there. That money doesn't fix everything, but it gives you something to work with. Third, if you're renting and thinking about buying, run the real numbers before you move, not what the bank says you can afford, what you can actually afford based on your take-home floor income. Banks will approve you for more than what makes sense. A mortgage that's 40% of your gross sounds fine until you're living on fumes every month. The rule I'd use, your housing costs shouldn't exceed 30% of your actual take home, not your gross, your take home. The point of this video isn't to depress you. It's to show you that if $90,000 feels like it's not enough, it's because for a lot of people in a lot of places right now, it genuinely isn't. That's not a personal failure, it's just arithmetic. And once you stop blaming yourself and start looking at the actual numbers, you can start making decisions that give you real traction. So subscribe if this is the kind of content you've been looking for. Real numbers, no salary assumptions, no fluff. I'll see you in the next one.